Let's get this.
You have turned your back on the Boston Red Sox.
No. I
shaved your beard.
No. I did not say the Sox were done.
No.
I did not.
But you shaved your beard.
You shaved your beard. You pretty much said
I couldn't take it no more.
Listen,
the itching was killing me.
It's going to be a Harlequin romance. Birdie fell in love with a podcast. I looked at him over there. I said, I'm not even gonna go buzz his groove up, dude. He was so in it, dude. I couldn't even go. I couldn't even go mess the groove up.
This is a lesson for him with a woman.
We had our buddy. We had our buddy from Northeast Alternatives terrorizing the place. What a good guy, though. What a good spirit. Everybody was talking about what a hot shit he was, man.
That was a good time. Yeah.
That was great. Eddie, it's Jimmy's buddy Eddie. He was awesome. Yeah, it was remote. But he fell in love with my ex-babysitter. Right, Birdie?
I hope she's not watching this.
She might be.
You know something? God. You know something? She probably is.
I don't know. She's not very sports educated because she didn't really know.
Birdie, you can't take her to Seabra.
Huh?
You got to take her.
No, Mikey, you don't know me as well. Believe me, if this grows some legs, there'll be carte blanche. It's like when you go to Vegas by yourself. You don't care where you sleep, and you don't care what the room's like. But when you go to Vegas with a girl, you're staying at the Bellagio. You're staying.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
All right, let's talk some sports.
Oh yeah, right. It's unbelievable.
Mikey,
it's like man down in section 2, seat 7.
Mikey the man. That's what I want to talk about.
Then we kept you out late too. We kept you out late,
and then you had to throw your bob. You had to get your zings in at me, Birdie. What happened to your 2-drink minimum? You know that goes out.
That's how I was lost. I was playing Keno, dude. I was. But good time.
See what you missed, Riley.
My bad.
We did miss him. We do miss him. We miss him all the time. But he's got to, he's a young man.
Yeah.
So he's going to take care of school. He's going to do what he needs to do. He knows what's up. Believe me. If anybody knows what's up, it's him. So Birdman.
So I got my trends for this week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As usual.
I want to talk about your trend through the buffet bar at Seabra.
Well, I didn't go today.
What? You're cheating on him?
No, because I had to bring somebody to get a rental car this morning, and we had a big breakfast over at the Highland Diner on Robeson Street.
How was that? How was that shrimps and peppers on that rice that I told you about?
That was stuff. Believe me.
Are you kidding me, dude?
If I was hungry, I'd have been back over there today before I started here, but.
That shrimps and peppers, no joke.
No, you put it over rice, the pork one.
I think they should have it. I should tell you the days that they're going to do it.
So this way you know what the.
Because you were with me when I went there twice and they didn't have it. The guy said, you missed it. Oh, it's tomorrow. But
well, they changed their menu up a little bit. It's not the same thing every day. They have the chicken wings there every day, and they have usually some.
They got some pork or some
favish or some other stuff. Sure. But I'm not big into that favish.
They got the seafood castles.
I love favish.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, shepherd's pie is off the hook.
Where do you get that at?
Out there.
I haven't seen.
Oh, they've had it there. Oh
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every
time I see it,
I'd be all over that.
I'm telling you, believe me.
I love shepherd's pie.
I hear you. And the best thing about it is they're right down the street. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Almost.
They don't have to sell me on anything.
Sage is flipping out on Twitter because Jayson Tatum's doing commercials in a Laker uniform.
Really?
Yeah, he put it on.
What kind of commercial is it for, though?
It was
for Kobe.
Yeah, it was a Kobe.
Oh, well, if it's for Kobe, then you got to give him a pass.
But still, he wore the uniform, and he said, "Oh, I've been dreaming about this ever since I was a kid."
Yeah, but.
And he put the uniform on.
You do it just for a special occasion, like Magic wore the Celtics shirt when Larry retired, remember, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. Because he hit it, and nobody knew he had it, and it blew everybody's mind.
I'm all set.
That was at Larry's retirement.
Yeah. That's
Boston Garden. Yeah. That was done well. Yeah, for sure.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
All right, 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. What's going on? It's BADCATZ Sports Cast, the baddest cats on the block with a lot to talk about. But first, man, we need that intro song that's been playing on those videos that are on Facebook.
We're gonna get banned. Don't do it.
Yeah,
like the Bright House song for the Red Sox.
We have to find out and I'm going to put this out there on Facebook Day. It's a big part of the meeting. What property we are entitled to show on our podcast and what we're not allowed to. Like if somebody else shows it, can we show it from off? So there's some intellectual property restrictions, copyright stuff that we got to deal with. Because there's a few things that while looking at, we got to.
Well, with the
we got to introduce the digital stimulant, right? Like the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram video to us in somehow in some way. You know what I mean? Just a part of it, man. Just say it. Because a lot of the other platforms that we're on only have a certain limit of time that you can do some stuff. You know what I mean? Like Instagram and TikTok. So our highlights go there. So we're going to try to figure out.
Yeah, because I was curious if you were going to get jammed up because you had the baseball game was live when we were at Mason.
Sure, and we got the Rob said it wasn't the whole screen, and we overwhelmed the voice. But I had a concern about that as well too. But listen, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it. I said spring training was up a month ago.
Yep.
You know, after the fire, I said now we're all business. I think everybody knows that, right? So if we're going to do it, we got to find out. So I got to get a lawyer, or I got to get somebody on Facebook probably say, listen, anybody wants to say how, because there's got to be, there's everything on YouTube, right? How to make a closet, how to make this,
Literally.
how to make a closet,
Pretty much.
Seriously. So how do we know what is legal property that we can take off YouTube to put on our podcast? Simple.
Makes sense, yeah.
You know what I mean? We gotta figure it out. I'll tell you what. We've been talking about how lucky the Boston sports scene has been lately, but I got a couple of problems with some Red Sox fans. I got some problems with some Patriots fans, okay?
Oof.
You know what I mean? And a tough day yesterday for Boston sports teams as they go 0-3 for the day with, you know, not a big deal, the Bruins, but they get smashed by Philadelphia. Celtics lose a heartbreaker in double overtime, an amazing comeback in regulation, but still big questions already about Jayson Tatum and his shot selection for sure. And then the Red Sox, I don't know, man, but it seemed like it went from the top of Mount Everest to the Valley of Death real quick, and everything started going bad. But we're still in it. We're still in it. And a lot of people that was on that bandwagon acting a fool at Fenway Park with jumping around, right? You know, got awful quiet. And let me tell you something. Sports fans all around the country is like, see, front-running New England sports fans.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Front-running with the Patriots.
I agree.
Front-running with the Red Sox.
Well, I don't know about
100%.
the Red Sox. The Red Sox have a loyal fan base. You didn't see how many people in Houston uniforms were at that.
Can I give you an alternative narrative?
Go ahead.
All right. And I'm not going to get mad at me. I'm just going to give you an alternative narrative to this. The Red Sox started getting cool with about 2 weeks left in the season. 2 or 3 weeks left in the season.
Yep.
That everybody started talking about, right? Then they get that huge turbo boost by making the playoffs. Then take that boost, times it by 10, and they get that kind of momentum against the Yankees. Now, we're coming off getting swept by the Yankees. So there's blood in the water. The Yankee fans are talking a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right? People are talking about everything. So we're ready for that game. So we get another boost. And then we go to Houston, and, you know, we the back exploded game 2. And next thing you know, Fenway Park is as crazy as it's been since 2003 or 4.
And that's all true.
Okay. It lasted for one game.
Well, what happened was the expectation went from house money that everybody was saying, whatever happens, it's house money.
You sure a lot of those pink hats, the same pink hats, hold on. The same pink hats who sold their Patriots tickets to the Dallas Cowboy invasion.
That's
right?
correct.
Right or wrong?
That's correct.
Those same type of pighead mentality, right? Who sold their tickets to Pats fans to make a few bucks.
So,
but they're gonna yell at me for rooting for Tom Brady and I'm not loyal. When I do it publicly, or they're gonna say, I'm gonna ride or die with my coach or ride or die. Nonsense. Half the place was Cowboy fans.
You're correct.
Okay,
With
the same type of mentality.
Patriot assessment is correct.
Sure.
My question to you
And I think
is...
I think the Patriots are down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And let's be real. You can argue, and there's been worse arguments made on Sports Talk Radio, that the Patriots are 3 snaps away from having an entirely different record.
Yep.
But if ifs and buts with candy and nuts and every day be Christmas, right?
Okay.
So, you know what I
But
mean?
getting back to the Red Sox,
Yeah.
how many people were wearing Astros gear in Fenway Park over these past 3 games?
Okay, because they became hot again. So the demand is there. The demand.
The Red Sox fan is not going to sell out the way the Patriots
They were
did,
selling.
Mike.
They were selling college kids.
Yeah, college kids.
$8 and $9
Yeah,
tickets,
for
and high school kids who weren't even from Boston.
Yeah, maybe 500 tickets?
Birdie, the Red Sox fans were singing "Sweet Caroline"
That's
and
fine.
doing the wave.
But you
in
hit
the 7th inning, they were down by 9 runs.
But you hit the
8
nail on the
runs.
head. You said Red Sox fans. So it's
I don't
still
know.
Red Sox
I don't
fans.
know,
It
man.
wasn't
I don't know.
Cowboy fans
Let me ask you a
invaded.
question. Listen to me. Social media's got us by the balls. These people are at the game, right? They don't know shit about baseball. And that's cool and all. But they're there for that Instagram post.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? Sunday fun day at the Red Sox
Yeah,
playoff game.
well, it's still
they're out there for their TikTok.
Commercial.
They're hanging behind
event.
A-Rod and Big Poppy all night long, even if they lose. So let me get me and Big Poppy on TikTok. TikTok, 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 TikTok. In front of the world.
But I feel like
It's taking over the
What's
Fenway
your
fan.
opinion on this, Riley? You watch the games, right?
Yeah. I think
I've been watching you.
I think the Patriots are the worst out of anything. It's not just because I'm not a Patriots fan. I think Patriots fans and people around my age and people like 6 years older than me don't understand what it's like to lose in football. So when it starts,
That isn't really.
but football the most by far, not
without
even close.
question, yeah.
Because you live through having the greatest combination in history for 20-something years straight, your whole life. So when they start to lose, they don't know what it's like, and they think because when I grew up, any little loss that they had, like 1 week to the Dolphins, everybody was so upset, and I'm like, yo, you guys lost 1 game. You still go 12-4. My team goes 8-8, 7-9 every year, and I'm not complaining over every loss. So when they finally had a losing season,
you wear it and rock
Exactly.
it because the Broncos are going tonight.
Exactly.
That's why I put 100 on my boy's team.
Thank you.
He's a believer. He's not like those fake me out Fenway fans, Birdie. That go to TikTok, Instagram.
People nowadays are so quick to turn on the teams, and that's why when Birdie was asking me like, "Oh, are you done with the Broncos?" I'm like, no, because I still have faith and I still can see the team and I still understand what they're trying to do. Okay, I don't like the head coach. I don't like the offensive coordinator, but I'm not giving up yet. Like, I'm not going to go in. Like, if I lived in Denver and the tickets were cheaper, I'm still going to the game as much as I could. Yeah. But I just feel like Boston fans are very spoiled and they don't. And as soon as it starts to not go their way, they want everything changed like this. They don't want. Yeah. They don't want to see the results. They want it to change like this, or everything needs to be gone.
They're gonna love you and leave you. When Brady's being Super Bowls.
I don't see that from the Red Sox fan base, though.
Oh, I don't.
And I will go with the David Ortiz motto: ride or die until the Red Sox are done.
Didn't have a fan base all year, even though they started out hot. Until the end,
but I feel like there's a lot of baseball.
And colleges are back, and people are seeing
because the playoffs become more of a commercialized event. I agree with that part, but I mean, you still got your
Birdies. They're doing the wave around the entire park.
Mike, you got to remember
down
that
6-7 runs.
A lot of these games, they weren't selling out because of the COVID came back. A lot of these stadiums weren't full all year either. I mean, it's not
Fenway was at max capacity.
I mean, they weren't selling the games out all year.
Fenway's not a difficult sellout when it looks as Major League Parks go, right?
But baseball's still tough though because we live in an age of
max capacity
NFL
and
probably 36, 37.
Okay. Really?
Standing room, about 37,000. They could squeeze 38 in maybe.
Well, a fan base that impacted Game 3, I mean, I haven't heard him yet.
37,000.
When you get
I hear him sing Sweet Caroline. I see him doing a wave.
When you're down 9 runs.
I see him acting a fool behind Fox with their phones.
It is tough when you're losing, but like
That's when you gotta get down.
Exactly. You got to get down when you're losing and root for them even harder and be like, all right, let's go. I still believe you guys.
Did the Patriots get down when they
28 to 3?
When they went down 28 to 3?
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't.
My best job,
Hey, I didn't even give up, and I wasn't even a Patriots fan that day. I bet on the Patriots when they were down 28 to 3. At that moment, I said they're still gonna win the game, and I bet on the Patriots. Sure. So I didn't give up. Like I'm not one to give up. Yeah. Like I'm still not done with the Red Sox, and I'm still holding out.
I'm gonna watch the game.
I'm not either.
The problem is
they gotta stop giving up runs.
Always talk about left the Red Sox house and went knocking on the Astros door. His name's Uncle Mo.
Uncle Mo, what happened to him?
Uncle Mo said, "Okay, if you've got enough, we're gonna go knock on Houston's door." And
maybe the high of that first ball win was a little too high.
I think it was Uncle Diaz, the umpire, when he called that ball. That was that should have been a strike. Yeah, and that ends the inning.
Was bad, but that was still a tied game.
I know, but that ends the inning right there, and they scored 7 runs in that one inning.
They were up 2-1 in the 8th, and he was 6 outs away from having a complete stranglehold on that series. That is where their bullpen. I know they're not hitting right now, but their bullpen has had a chance to close this series up in 2 games. Game number 1, they were up 3-1. The bullpen gave it up, and this last game where they were ahead 2-1,
they're giving up way too many runs. They're giving up way too many runs as well.
Listen, I'm going to break it down to you right now. This is the reality of it. What happened? Bats go silent. Pitching.
Oh, it's a combination of things, absolutely.
Let me finish. Bats go silent. Pitching fails us. Poor coaching decisions. Terrible fielding. And the fans got quiet. Yeah. Like this. Happened real fast.
Literally.
However, isn't what this Red Sox team so? Don't we watch them for 2 or 3 games and shake our head and say, "Oh my God, how is this team even in the playoff hunt?"
Well,
so if I'm in that Red Sox dugout right here and everybody quitting on us, right? Because let's get it straight too. The Hurricane named them the underdogs before anybody else did, right? And that name's trending with the Red Sox. I don't know, it is what it is. I mean, anybody could have seen it. I saw it, but now they're big underdogs again, and I think that's maybe where they want to be.
Could be.
And Cora's working his magic, and guys are pissed off, and they're not comfortable, and they're not drunk with success. They're not fat, dumb, and lazy. They're foaming at the mouth, ready to get out there and battle. And maybe that's we got them right where we want them, Birdie.
Well, maybe they embrace the underdog role. That they
I hope so.
They should. They rise to the occasion when everybody says, "Nah, you're done." And then they say, "Oh yeah, really? Well, we'll see when they show up Friday."
Right, so
I hope that's the mentality.
Some people are wild differently, right?
Yeah.
I know when I get knocked out my ass, I get a bolt of energy up my ass.
Yeah, well, like we got to see how they're going to respond. And like David Ortiz made the trademark that motto, ride or die, and it's time to ride or die.
Did he really trademark it?
Oh, I don't know if he trademarked it, but that's the only time I've ever heard it. So.
I think DMX said it a little before the Big Poppy, but man, everything went bad in a hurry. We're gonna see it. Okay, hey. I was listening to some national shows today, some New York shows, some EI over the last day, and they're calling out the Boston fan base saying, "Hey,
Mike,
listen, man.
What's the old expression? Misery loves company."
Oh, yeah.
How are they looking out in LA right now?
Yeah, because the Dodgers are about to be out too, right?
Series too, right? So,
Birdie, it's always cool in LA, baby. Sunshine, movie stars, and
I want the Dodgers to success.
75 degrees.
So you're saying they're not going to be miserable like Red Sox fans are when they lose.
They don't live.
They still have the Yankees. Not the Yankees. The Lakers.
Hey, these people eat walnuts, grass, kale, yogurt, and
the only kale we're eating is from the
and they still walk around in a good mood. They don't like their hair. They don't like their breasts. They don't like their bums. Okay, they eat like slaves to their body and diet, and everybody's still happy, Birdie.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Different lifestyle. You're right about that.
Send my grandmother over to LA and have her eat berries and rice and kale and tofu and gluten free.
I know one guy that likes all that stuff, though. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
He'll have you eating out of a blender 3-4 days a week.
That's not for me. But no, I mean, I don't know. I've been to LA Dodger games. they may be the second best rivalry in baseball, but it is a distant second.
Yeah, they're more casual fans out there. Than
I actually think there have been a couple of deaths after those games, though, because I saw one of those investigative reports.
Falling off the escalator or something?
I know some kid from L.A. got beat up by 3
Yeah, I remember that years ago. Yeah.
But, this is where we are. Red Sox Station, this is where we are.
Yep.
Okay, is it fight or flight? Do you go down? Do you want to go to Valhalla? Or do you want to go out like a dog? You've already given us more than we asked for.
Yeah, no question.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for
no
sure.
question.
For sure.
The balance is paid. We're good.
Yeah.
We're plus money. Like my man says,
Yeah,
we're playing with house money.
How
you going to go out? You got to go out like Valhalla? Or you going to go out like a sucker and fold and all the good that you have, it'd be a little less if that was the case. If they go out battling,
that's all you can ask. Yeah. Go down swinging, right? Is that the old saying?
Entertain the populace. The more you do it, the better it is, right? Right.
Yeah,
the Red Sox make our life?
Oh, absolutely, Mike.
A little more enjoyable for the last 2 months.
It's been a great ride. I mean, look at the night of the Yankee game here. We were going crazy.
Listen, more than any drug did. The Red Sox make me happy more than any drug did. Already can of beer did. Already woman has, or I mean, what do you want me to start? Already pizza. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And so we'll see. But
no regrets.
This team has looked real good, then real bad, real quick.
Yeah, it's
and they've been there before. And I like the character, and I'm betting on their character and their manager to circle the wagons and to go out the way they should. Well, hopefully that'll be with a W.
It's been a microcosm of their season, though, Mike, because it's been a roller coaster up and down for them most of the year anyway.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's exactly what I said. And I'm going to bet on them, too. I'm going to bet on them. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Next up, we got the Boston Celtics. And can somebody please pull up Jayson Tatum's box score for me?
Yep, got you.
I thought I saw 7 for 20, but I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, but it was 2 for 13 for threes, too, right? I know that he was. I know that it was 2 for 15 from 3. He was 7 for 30.
Okay, 7 for 30. Oof.
Okay.
What was he, I think?
Hold on.
What do we got going on here?
I don't know why it's doing this. Let me go to ESPN because the thing that showed his points. He scored 20 points, but
yeah, he scored 20 points. He played double overtime.
So the Knicks have the Celtic backcourt from last year.
Yeah.
Kemba and California.
What was that?
That's an add-on. It's an add-on.
Some complimentary music.
Sorry. It was 7 for 23 from the field goal.
Yeah.
From the field goal, and then
7 for 23. Yeah, that's a rough game, I guess. For a superstar player, right?
Free throw 4 or 5, and then 3-point 2 of 15. 2 for 15 on 3-point.
15 3-pointers, and you're still shooting them and shooting them and shooting them and shooting them in big points of the game, and you've only made 2. And you're the biggest guy. You have the handle. Listen, it's not like this guy can't get to the basket, Birdie.
No.
He can get to the basket whenever he wants.
No,
you know what I mean? Like way too comfortable in a hotly contested game to go on a stroll Monday night down Broadway and just jack threes.
But they did come from behind, though, right?
Yeah, they did. They did come behind. But here's the deal: Jayson Tatum a year ago was being talked about one of the 10 best players in the NBA. He's on the Olympic team.
Yeah, no, I mean...
okay?
We'll cut him a little. We'll see what happens the next couple of games. I mean...
No, listen. I'm paying attention this year.
Okay.
I want leadership. I want toughness.
Yeah.
I don't want being comfortable and throwing a 40-point game at me every 5 games. Okay? 20 points on opening night, double overtime for him. Okay? 10 rebounds, 4 assists. For the amount of time he's got the ball in his hands, that's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
No, the only thing I'll say in his defense is the Knicks, I believe, were one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Birdie, they scored 130-some points.
Yeah, in double overtime.
I hear
mean, Thibodeau's team historically have been defensive.
The Knicks are much better offensively this year.
I'm not, like I said, I didn't see the game. I'm not, but...
And my guy, Evan Fournier, who I said they should resign. I said they should resign him. But it's really like you said. But listen, I'm worried about Jayson Tatum.
Shot selection.
And I'm worried about his shot selection, and I'm worried about his mindset. Remember that block against Bam Adebayo?
Yeah, that was... I hated that.
I haven't seen a kid take the ball aggressively to the basket consistently since that moment.
Okay.
And that was one of the greatest moments in defensive plays in NBA history.
I'll never forget watching that. I'll never forget that. I was like, so we're gonna get this right in. I'm like, oh my God, Tatum's going in. It looks like he broke his hand in half.
Was that in the playoffs?
Yeah, looked like he broke his hand in half.
It was like a hugely pivotal part of the game and a pivotal.
Yeah, if he scores that, I think
pivotal point. Yeah, but I mean, he's very, 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 very comfortable out there launching and. Not squared up all the time either. Sometimes falling into the baseline. Sometimes fading back.
New coach, new system, maybe.
Take
a little while to get adjusted.
It looked like the same old shit offensively to me. Marcus Smart jacking threes.
I don't mind that as much as everybody else for some reason because I feel like he hits it when he needs to, like he did to send us to overtime. Yeah. But
great pass by Schrader too.
Yes, great. That was a great play. But the Knicks did mess that up a little bit when. For some reason, Kemba stepped off of Smart and went into the 3-point line for some reason, like out of it, away from it, which made no sense because we needed a 3 to tie the game, so we got a little lucky there. But like I said, he hit the 3 when he needed to, when we needed him the most. So I don't mind it, but I don't want to see it as much as he is doing it. So hopefully it changes because during the preseason, I don't know if you guys watched a little any of it, but they looked pretty good moving the ball around in the preseason. But this one, it just changed a little bit. So hopefully the coach can turn it around after. I mean, it's only one game, so we'll see more.
But I think the problem was the same. And let's face it, guys. Right? We're only going to go as far as Jayson Tatum.
Absolutely,
brings us
it's a superstar league,
or what you get for Jayson Tatum.
I don't think you can trade him.
What you could get a king's ransom.
Yeah, I don't.
He is. Let me explain to you a minute. From a skill set physically, his ball handling ability, his quickness, his athleticism. Okay, at the highest of levels. You want to talk about 5-tool and use that baseball analogy? Jayson Tatum is all of that. Okay, but is his giddy up, right? Is his intensity level, is his intangibles and instincts and will.
24, 25 years old.
Okay, but we've been saying this for a long time now. All right, that's why I said it. And I was, and listen to me, I've always been squarely in his camp. I've always have been in the kids' camp, but I'll never forget what I heard Coach K say that he was soft as puppy shit. Okay, and have you ever seen that video, Birdie? Because we've talked about it on this podcast
I don't remember
before.
That. How many years was he at Duke for? 1 or 2?
I think 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but hearing that and
well, you get rid of him, you better get a king's ransom in return because that's it's almost like you're going to do a rebuild if you get rid of him because then
no, because you can go superstars for superstars. I mean,
well, that's what I mean. What are you going to get in return? So,
and I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, like
2 years of Duke.
There are people in that organization at the Celtics, and I hope it's the right ones that have made their mind up on whether Jayson Tatum can get them to the promised land or not.
Well,
because we're talking about the Boston Celtics here, right? And they know where they need to be. There's big competition in this town, okay? The people the people that own their building, okay? The people with the big green wall and they've been doing it for 100 some odd years.
Yep.
Okay, and then the team, 20 minutes away, that's got 6 Super Bowl things, and I'm even out of the package yet. Okay. Well. So they got to be. So he's got to be that. He's got to be that guy.
Well, yeah, because if they were going to move him,
I'm switching gears. If you want to move him, you do it now.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah. They would have done it before the season, or they're going to do it now. They're not going to wait till halfway through the season now, where if he doesn't stop playing to his level that we want to see, his value, and all of a sudden his value might diminish a little bit. So,
what do you want in return, though? Because
that's what I was just trying to get at.
I think you can get good players back, but I don't think you can get a player back where it's good enough to bring you. But I don't know. Dame said he's staying in Portland.
I'm just throwing names.
I know, but I don't think you can get a player for Tatum back that will give you good enough right now to bring you to where he could bring you. Do you know what I mean? I think he brings you a lot of picks, and that would be a rebuild, which I think it would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think maybe try to ship off Tatum and Smart, get rid of Smart as well because he's not that young. You can and then try to rebuild around Jaylen Brown if you want to get rid of him. But I don't know what you would get.
What I want to do is give this coach an opportunity, a window, to see how it plays out, right?
Yeah.
Okay? But with my hand, I wasn't even thinking about it being on the trigger. Now, what I saw last year, late, and when I see him going on, when I hear about some of the questionable stuff that happens with USA basketball about focus and intensity, okay? That's a personality trait and character very rarely gets turned around. And the young man looks like he's a good father. He never gets in trouble. You know what I mean? He's just that dude. And something?
Good character.
Yeah. Maybe he just ain't that guy.
Maybe he just doesn't have that.
Maybe he doesn't have enough Black Mamba.
The engine.
Or Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. That's cool.
No, yeah.
That's cool. But you can't be our guy then.
Yeah, well, that's the guy the Celtics want, though. They want the guy like you just said.
And the NBA is saying, because he's perennially on the list, and they said, they're talking about what other players can get. Well, look at that. They said they can get a king's ransom for Tatum.
Right now, you would think that he's, at his age and at his
But I want to give this guy a window. I want to watch him. It's game 1, okay? Is battled, but
you got to give it a little bit of time.
It didn't take Celtic Nation long and me to say enough is enough. You know what I mean? And you got your teammates battling all around you, man. Like tipping loose balls out, getting right, chasing them down, Riley. Pritchard got like 3 or 4 of them in a row. Yeah. And like Tatum's like hanging around the 3-point line. Want to shoot another 3.
Does he think he's better than everyone, maybe? That could be it. Like, if once you think you're better than everyone, you don't have to do the work. Like, they'll do the work for me, give me the ball, and then I'll do that work and get the ball in the basket.
There's only one guy like that, and that's Larry Bird. And Larry Bird wasn't that kind of a player, because if you were hustling and you were open, you were getting the ball back from him. So
but even that, he was diving after loose balls out of the ground. He was Larry Bird would have games where he'd have 35 points and 25 rebounds.
But
you want to talk about dominating a basketball game.
If Larry wanted to sit at the 3-point line and just shoot all day.
Jayson Tatum, how many people ever in history can shoot, dribble, handle, and has the length? He's got the length of like a 7'2" guy. This skill set is out of its world.
Yeah, well, something's not
just
right.
Just like Kyrie's skill set, out of its world. Out of its world. But if the personality isn't about being consumed with being the best.
It's an intangible.
Like, let me explain something to you right now. Right?
Tangible is what you
Who is more talented? Who's faster? Who's a better ball handler? Who's got a better touch? Okay? Who's got a longer stride? The Greek Freak or Jayson Tatum? The Greek Freak doesn't have half the skill that Jayson Tatum has. Okay? But he's got
the motor.
He's got a gear or 2
heart
that Jayson Tatum does not have.
Mm-hmm. The heart as well. Greek Freak will literally fight for anything. Like he's so motivated. He doesn't quit.
Are you going to try to incorporate the word that I'm going to place on Tatum right now? Soft is what the NBA terminology is.
That flies around about him. Yeah,
sometimes soft.
I mean, Coach K said he's soft as puppy shit, Birdie.
But I mean,
they caught him on camera. This is a college head coach
who has
the opinion of being like, His players love him. It's Duke. It's this. For Coach K, for all the pros to come out of there, and this tape of him saying it.
So he needs something to light a fire under.
He wants to find out how good he wants to be. If he wants to be a 10-year All-Star, he can do what he's doing right now.
Well, that's where this new coach has to come in.
Birdie, listen to me. If he wants to be a 10-year All-Star and make $280 million, he can just do what he keeps doing, right?
Yeah.
He's talented enough to do that for 10 to 15 years.
No.
But if he wants to be a champion, he's going to have to do things just a little bit differently and take responsibility for the whole success, not just individual success from game to game and how he's going about doing that. Oh. If he took first of all, if he took the ball to the basket, everybody on the perimeter is going to be open. Everybody on that team is going to be in foul trouble. Okay? Everybody else is going to have a step and a half to make decisions when they get the ball. That's how basketball works. You suck them in. That's what the Greek Freak did. He sucked everybody into him, and now everybody else is running around like wild man. Ronaldo, Messi, the great ones. They suck them in. Kareem, right?
Yeah, well, Magic, yeah.
I mean, didn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retire as one of the all-time assist leaders in the NBA? I believe that he did.
That I don't know.
I mean, because you want to know why? But they all suck in on a basketball club.
You got to be able to.
You got guys that can
facilitate is the word. Facilitate other people. Get other people involved.
But you have to have the honeypot is going to be good enough to respond to it. LeBron does it, right?
At times, yeah.
Well,
LeBron does
everybody does it.
Yeah, no.
You know? Does Jayson Tatum make the players around him better?
Oh.
No,
I'm not in tune to the NBA the way you are.
I don't think so.
But you're a basketball player.
No, I know, but you're supposed to make the players around you better. I agree with that point.
I don't think he does.
How many assists did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar have?
All time? Where is he on the...
All-time less? Yeah. I might be out of my mind here, but I don't think so.
No, you might not. No, you know what? You might not be that far off. It might not be that far-fetched.
I loved him coming out of the thing. His first couple years, I absolutely loved
Tatum.
Loved Tatum, but I'm off of it a little bit. I don't know if they should trade him because I don't know how much they're going to get for him and what it's going to mean. I don't want to see another rebuild because I still believe in this team and I still believe they could.
Yeah,
they could win the game.
They're a piece or two away, but let me tell you something. Now you could get a whole the stuff that I've been hearing and watching it and talking to people and following because today I actually had a time to prepare for the show, right? You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. So I was watching the ESPN shows. I'm on Twitter. I'm scrolling here, looking, what, you know what I mean? And, they say you can get a lot for him. I mean, some of the.
Well, his value's still up there.
I mean, we could have got James Harden, PJ Tucker, 2 or 3 guys from Houston for him. That were quality players. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the guy's an Olympian. I mean, how many people make that team? 12? Dream team.
10 or 12, maybe.
What?
Yeah, 10 or 12.
Kareem is probably around, I can't get the exact number, but I think he's probably around like the 20s or 30s most in assists ever.
Really?
Yeah, he has 5,660 assists.
Played a million games
all time.
Too, so.
That's how much he has.
I gotta look that. We gotta look that up. So this is where we are, right? 1-on-1, and I'm already calling for the best player on the team to get traded. But I'm not crazy.
You're showing passion.
No. Listen, I know basketball.
Well, yeah, you obviously.
And I'm all about. I'm a positive person by nature. And I'm all about giving people. I made the young guy. I say that maybe doesn't have that type A personality. I've talked about it all. Go to YouTube, check it out. Okay, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
But right now, I went from the light will go on soon to maybe the light ain't never going to go on. I'm in the middle of that now.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, no.
And believe me, I'd love to be wrong. Play like a stop because let me tell you something. I don't know if there's anybody in the NBA with more physical talent, okay, and what God's given him than him.
KD maybe?
Not that touch. Not that touch. No, not that touch. And you know something? Tatum's probably just as big, just as long.
Well, the age factor too. How old is KD?
Yeah,
31, 32.
Yeah. Oh no, I meant Kevin Durant. Excuse me.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, KD would be. Yeah, you may say that that Tatum's a poor man's KD. I can see that. Sure. Typical size, same type of skill set.
But I always wanted to see Tatum go to the basket more, and I just don't understand why he doesn't. I honestly do believe he's soft, maybe, because like he just might be afraid to get hit or afraid to fall here or afraid that one guy might throw an elbow or something like that, because it makes sense. Like he needs, like, do you guys remember in the his rookie season when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals when he dunked on LeBron, like absolutely obliterated him. Like, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be so good. And he was not even nowhere near as big as he is right now. Like he looked like me. Like he wasn't that big. Like he was skinny back then. Now he's got more muscle. He's taller. He weighs more. He should be like wanting to do that more than he wanted to do back then.
He should be playing at that level. Like
exactly. That's what I don't understand. It like it completely changed when it shouldn't have.
If I am a Celtics at a press conference, it's a real press conference. My question is this: has there been a in-house discussion about how many threes Jayson Tatum takes a game and when he decides to take them? Is that a topic of observation or discussion? Well, because it should be.
The general manager was the coach, so he should be on top of all this, right?
Well, another thing is we always talk about you want the ball in your best player's hands, and that's how you want it: football, basketball, hockey for the puck, the baseball in your best pitcher's hand. He's our best player. I mean, there's no going around it. And you want, in the biggest moments, you want the ball in his hands, but maybe he's not built for the big moments. Some players are not. Some best players in history are not built for the big moments. Like they just can't do it. But
here's a guy that could go through an NBA game and get 40 nights, 40 points, 3 games in a row,
50 points, 60 points.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And just whatever. Whatever that's working.
Consistency, I know what you're saying. Not playing at a consistent.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he have the most points in one game for Celtics history?
I don't know.
For 60, I think he has the most points in one game for Celtics.
Let me ask you another question. Let me tell you something else, okay? With the skill set, to revisit that, one more time, right? The sky is the limit for this kid. Yeah. This kid is talented to be in the top 50 players. Well, they're extended to 75 in a couple of years, but like he's talented enough, like to be in that conversation. Like there's no physical limitations. Larry Bird couldn't jump when he got older, got a little slow. Okay. This guy got a little old. This guy, this guy was banged up. He's been healthy. Okay, he runs like a gazelle. He's got when things go wrong, he's got the touch of a maestro painter. Okay, he can look good from 30, and if he wants to, he can tomahawk dunk down the lane on LeBron James. But I'd like to see him get a few more defensive rebounds. I'd like to see him get a few tip-ins.
Play defense more.
And I'd like to see him take the ball to the basket and either try to rip the rim off or kick it out 4-3.
So it comes down to aggressiveness is what you're getting.
And IQ. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would say aggressiveness too.
No, IQ's about it. Aggressive, yes, but decision making.
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm going to pump fake, then I'm going to go one dribble by, then I'm going to make an 18-footer. Nah, I'm going to get one more dribble, and I'm going to try to rip the fucking rim off. Okay? Rip the fucking rim off, Jayson Tatum. Take it to the fucking rack like you want to rip the fucking rim off. And that's how I used to coach young kids playing basketball.
No, really, yeah.
At the end of I told my big man, try to rip the rim off. All right? You take it hard, you take it strong, you take it fast, it sends a message. Oh. But I don't know if he's that dude. And you got to be that dude try to do it.
You must have seen something you didn't like last night in that game.
There's a lot of things I liked about the competitiveness of the team on whole.
I'm talking about Jayson Tatum. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about Jayson Tatum.
I was screaming at the television, watching him miss multiple 3-pointers after the other. Sage wants him traded.
Okay.
Sage is on Twitter. Sage is on Twitter, wants him out. Okay. I saw that pop on my phone. Yeah.
Obviously, there's...
You want to know why? Because he's so talented.
Yeah.
It's like a girl. It's a tease. You know what I mean? You're like, when am I going to get all of it? When am I going to get all of it? All season, all of it.
Every game, give you 100%.
He's officially... Jayson Tatum's now officially on the watch then, I guess.
Oh, is that Michael? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so torn because I love him.
So do I.
But like I've been saying the same thing though since last year when we were on the show, saying get rid of the coach, give this coach a full year with this team. If this team doesn't work out with this coach, then maybe this team just isn't it, and we blow it up.
Sure.
So that's what I kind of want is to ride it out with this, see what works. Obviously, at the trade deadline, if we need something, go out get something.
You're absolutely right, because we've been living in that space.
Yeah.
Are they good enough for Robbie?
Exactly.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
For too long.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
Because it's been the same thing every year. It's just been all right. Eastern Conference Finals. We had no Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, so now we should make it to the finals. Heartbreak.
Our best
Eastern Conference Finals.
22 years old.
Exactly.
21 years old.
We have so much time. They're still young.
And
they're not that young anymore.
NBA years, Jaylen Brown and Tatum are like, please, they're like St. Bernards. They played in more big games. A lot of big games.
They were in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2017. That was almost 5 years ago. Sure. They were in Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. Like,
they just
we're getting to that point.
Get to the top of the mountain.
And not for nothing, that was the same. It was the same core pretty much. Like you can take out Kyrie, take out Gordon Hayward, but it was the same three that's been there, which is Brown, Tatum, and Smart. Those three were really big players in both of those Eastern Conference Final runs and the other two playoff runs that we had. So maybe the time's running out, but it's only the first game, so hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, and we are going to see, certainly. And I'll tell you another thing we're going to see. We're going to see some NFL football tonight. Riley's Mile High Broncos are going to come to the dog pound. You get it? Oh! Fat, ugly men, grown-ass men with nasty dog bones tied around their neck and construction hats on. Who haven't seen their shoes in 10 years.
The new and improved dog pound.
All right, the new and improved dog pound.
Not the old one, Municipal Stadium, but I don't know if it's as wild as that old one was, but that old dog pound was a graveyard.
It's national TV tonight. It's the only game in town. The problem is Browns are banged up. Okay. But we'll talk about that. We'll have our predictions. But there's some things I want to talk about. Okay? And one of them is, do you think that the Raiders can challenge all this energy, put it in a good form, bottle it, and come like,
circle of wagons.
Yeah, circle of wagons. Us against the world. Everybody thought that we were going to be shit without Gruden. Because it turns out that John Gruden wasn't as well liked as he thought he was.
I would believe that.
I mean, you got veteran conservative players talking about what a difference like on the sideline. You know.
It might be a breath of fresh air for some of these players.
Sure. Right? David Carr's out from under his thumb. He's taking a leadership role. Okay, they say the players really adopted responsibility. They're one of the most popular coaches, their special teams coach. I mean, I think the way it works in sports is, and let me tell you something, through adversity, there is always opportunity, okay? Adversity will give you pain and suffering and self-doubt and all of it, but it'll also give you opportunity. It'll get your engine started again. It will fine-tune your instincts. It can get you right. Okay? And I'm just saying that I look for the Raiders to trend upward.
Well,
after that response, after the first game.
Yeah, they responded the first week. We'll see if what the long term effect of it is.
Riley, I know this is painful for you to talk about the Raiders, but do you think they could get a positive from this at all?
It's so hard because they're in one of the hardest divisions in the league.
Sure.
Probably, I would say the second hardest division behind the NFC West. Is it, Birdie? The one with the Cardinals?
Yeah. No,
so I think the AFC West is probably the second hardest in the league, and I still think there's a really easy argument to be made that they have the worst squad in the AFC West for players. And I don't know how good they're going to be without Gruden, because Gruden was this one making this team. Like, he blew up the team that he got to make the team that he wanted.
Sure.
And this is the team that he wanted, and now he's not there. Like, it's fine if the players don't like him, they'll play better. But he made that team to do what he wanted, not for what this special team coach wanted or for what the next head coach wanted. So it's going to be tough. Like, I know they just beat the Broncos and it looked pretty good. It was in Mile High, but that was coming off of the week that Gruden was there. I don't think they make the playoffs. I still think there's a lot of better wildcard teams than them. And I still think they could finish last in division. I think the Chargers are a lot better than them. The Chiefs, I still think, are a lot better than them. And the
Broncos?
I believe the Broncos are better than them. I'm not just saying that for that. I think the Broncos have a better defense than they do.
Well,
and offense, I think when all of our weapons come back, I think we have more offensive weapons than they do. They have the better weapon in Darren Waller, but we have more weapons around Teddy Bridgewater. And I think Derek Carr has been good, but
I think Derek Carr's been fine.
He's been good, but people always blow him over proportion. Like the first 3 games, they're like, "Oh, MVP, he's going to be the MVP in this league." And then he starts to come down, and then everyone forgets about him.
Keyshawn Johnson had him one of his elite top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, no,
he's foolish. Brady.
So it's going to be tough for them.
You can win. You can win with Derek Carr. I know athletes are funny. Teams are funny. They get motivated in funny ways. Okay, I think that they will circle wagons. We will see. Next question I'm going to ask everybody is this: are you buying the argument that I heard on ESPN today multiple times about the Patriots being 3 snaps away, the red zone fumble against Miami game 1, the field goal kick that hit the upright, right, against Tampa, and the most recent Cowboy game?
It
makes for great talk radio, but are you buying into that as future and hope, or just win, baby? That's what it's about.
See, it's hard because they've had some issues with COVID that you have to factor in.
So is everybody, Birdie.
Well, no, the Patriots lost almost their whole offensive line that game against Houston, and it was like mix.
But that's not even a game they lost, though.
I
understand that, but I'm saying it was mix and match. I don't know they got everybody back. No, Bill Parcells' quote was, "You are what your record is." So I'm not going to – they were done with moral victories after the Tampa game. So, no, I'm not buying it. The only slack I will give them that is the teams that they played, Tampa and Dallas, who is red hot right now, is the only
thing. They gave them all they could handle.
Is going to
and they gave those 2 teams all they could handle.
That's what's going to give you that argument.
All right, 2 games on a national stage, 2 games that are clearly better than them on paper, and they did it. Okay? But since when the style points counted around here? Because when it was Tom Brady, it wasn't about style points, right? It was just about winning football games.
But you weren't losing with Tom Brady, though.
No.
That's the difference.
No.
I'm not buying it because I've been there the last 4 years with Denver. It's just we've lost so many games people don't understand. Like to the Colts by a last second field goal, to the Jaguars by a last second field goal. Like 2 years ago, there was 4 games we lost by a last second field goal, and our record was 6-10. You change those. You change 4 of those losses, we go 10-6. So I've been there. I understand exactly what you mean because I've been there the last 3-4 years in a row. It's just no, I'm not buying it because it's happened. It just keeps happening. For Denver, it happened. We don't have the greatest coach of all time, granted, but it happened 3 years in a row. They lost a couple games where they shouldn't have. Next year, I need to see it. I need them to win those games.
Once you win a game like that, you're going to stop winning more of them.
Exactly, and that's why I have hope this year because if this was 2 years ago, I don't think Denver's even 3-3 right now. I think they're probably 2-4 or 1-5 because those first 3 games, those are 3 games a good team is supposed to win, and they did. And that's one thing I like about the Texans' win that the Patriots have is they're supposed to win that game, and they did. It wasn't as easy as everyone thought it was going to be, but sometimes that happmes. Sometimes really good teams get stumped, but they come out with a win always, and that's what was good.
Sometimes you fumble in the red zone.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a little bit of bad weather, and the kicker kicks it into the upright, and sometimes the bounce don't go your way.
But they need to win more of those games where they need to win. Like the Jets games. If they lose to the Jets, then I'd be worried because those are games that you look at your schedule okay, that's a win. That's a win. And then the games were okay, that's a loss. And if those are close, then you're all right, we can take a few things from those. You know what I mean?
Anyway, the Patriots sneak into the playoffs this year.
I don't see it.
I think there's a road to it.
No.
Really? They're breaking it down today. I watched it. there's a stretch where they play Carolina, San Diego, and somebody else. And they were saying if they can go 2-3 in that stretch and avoid one, just have one bad loss the rest of the way, that they think that they can get in.
There's too many good teams, I think. There's 3 teams in the, I always forget them. AFC North. Is that the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens? All 3 of those, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals all should get in, I believe. Yeah. Maybe not the Browns, but the Bengals and the Ravens are definitely going to get in, I think. I think the Chiefs are going to get in. I think the Chargers are going to get in. That's 4 teams right there, and that's 2 wildcard teams already.
The Raiders got a good record, too.
Exactly. The Raiders got a good record. The Broncos already have a better record than the Pats. Sure. I think
it's going to be a long road.
It's going to be a long road for sure. They can't lose any more games that they shouldn't lose.
Number 3, game that jumped out on me, KC at Tennessee. And you want to know why it jumped out on me?
Tennessee's a lot better than everyone thought.
Listen, Kansas City still favored by 3 points against a Tennessee team who beat a Buffalo team that went into Kansas City. It smacked around.
Well, unless that line moved, I saw it at 5.5. So I don't know if that moved back down toward Tennessee, but it might have opened at 5.5.
No, I have it at the KC -3.
Well, it was 5.5 is what I saw.
Oh, really?
Unless it moved back down that way.
Okay, well, let's say but are you surprised that they're a 4-point favorite?
Yes, because. The only factor in that because Tennessee came off a rough. I don't know if you saw the whole game Monday night against Buffalo.
Physical.
I did, yeah.
On a Monday night, so now you're on a short week against Mahomes.
But you're home. You don't got to get on a plane.
No, and Tennessee's getting healthy. They got Bud Dupree back, and they got another defensive player back, and the defense won the game for them on that 4th down play the other night. So,
sure.
I like Tennessee in that spot. I didn't think the spread would be like that. So, I was a little bit surprised by that line, yeah.
Sure. And that's the question I like that. Like, what is your math that gets it there? Because you look at the common opponent, if you look at home field advantage is supposed to be 3, right?
3, yes.
Right. Now, common opponents is part of the analysis package.
Well, common opponents comes into play more toward the middle and end of the year when obviously you've played teams.
But it's still a factor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely.
Titans are plus 4.5 right now.
Plus 4.5. Okay.
Yeah. That's the latest line.
And the fact that Kansas City's defense against Derrick Henry, he ran pretty well against Buffalo, has one of the better defenses in the league. And now you're going to throw Kansas City in there to try to stop him. Kansas City's defense.
And it's not like Tannehill can get in the end zone with those wide receivers he has still.
And Tannehill's legs. Tannehill's legs goes under the radar.
That was a ping pong game the other night. It was, 37-34?
Are the odds makers, like most NFL fans, just so enamored with Mahomes' ability and his genius that they're like saying, hey, listen, this kid's that good. He's going to be the favorite until
they see something that makes the line want to go otherwise. That's basically
what is the rationalization for this line like? There's no way you can tell me numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City can't got anybody. I mean, Tennessee's got some threats. And their third receiver might be better than their first one.
No, that's why I agree with you. I when I saw the line originally at 5.5, or if it's down to 4.5 now, I'm like, really? I'm like, Tennessee at home? I'm like, maybe just because they're coming off a physical game on a short week is the only rationale you're going to get for that.
Their defense isn't that great either, though. That's the thing.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
But they got a couple of guys back last week.
But KC is very, very good. I mean, they still have arguments to be made the best offense in the league. They still have one of the best, if not the best, player in all of football. So that takes a huge chunk into it. So I think it's going to be a very good game. I still think KC will win. I know Derrick Henry is there, but Derrick Henry has those games where he only rushes for 60 yards and he only runs for 70. But this year he's been absolutely killing it.
They all do. But the reality is this: the best way to beat Kansas City is to keep Mahomes on the bench. I think you're going to see a whole lot of Derrick Henry, and then that would make the wide receivers, right? It's like just like that ball.
And their secondary
just like we talked about Jayson Tatum taking the ball to the basket, right? Yeah. All the attention going in one direction
absolutely
creates opportunities.
Now you got to put a guy in the box to slow Henry down. It's one less defensive back. No, absolutely.
Better. Manny and Big Papi made each other better, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
you're going to pitch behind one guy. Yeah, no, absolutely.
there is ripple effects to this thing, and I think that I look for Tennessee to pound,
and then open the field up.
Right, let's face it. Buffalo in the fourth quarter was too tired. This guy Henry is such a freak. You know he ran 22 miles an hour in that game,
I know,
right?
that's nuts. Yeah.
No, okay.
Nuts.
What's he weigh?
See, 6'3", 250, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that size is for that speed and that size. It's
that must get old. Trying to hit him, no?
Yeah, it's like you said it. You wear them down, wear a team down.
Sure.
Yeah, and by the fourth quarter, now I'm coming.
And psychologically, it starts beating you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Are Julio and Aj Brown both healthy for this week?
Well, Julio's questionable. Aj Brown should be good, but Aj Brown's just been really not himself this year so far, and that's what's really worrying me is that I love Tannehill coming into this year, but his receivers haven't been able to stay healthy and haven't been able to do what they're supposed to do. This has been Aj Brown's worst year by far, worst start to the year, and this is the game where it's like make or break for me with both of those guys because, like you said,
didn't Brown play well last game? Who was it? Wide receiver 3?
No, Aj Brown's the wide receiver 1, so it wasn't him. But I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Rodgers, I think his name is. But like Kansas City has one of the worst secondaries in the whole league. So once they start just pounding the ball with Henry, if those two can't come up with big plays or big numbers from this game, then I don't know when they will. And this is when they need to show up. So I'm really looking forward to watching those guys. I love AJ Brown and Julio Jones a lot.
This game is going to be interesting, to say the least. It jumped off the paper at me.
Oh, absolutely.
Another game that jumped off the page at me is there any way does Joe Burrow have a snowball's chance in hell to go into Baltimore and win? I say yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
I think he does. I agree with you because Cincinnati's playing well right now. I think Joe Burrow will score points. The question is, Lamar's playing at such a high level right now. Sure. Cincinnati's defense is going to be able to shut him down.
These are two of my guys and two of my teams that I absolutely love and I just adore watching. I think Burrow's going to be the best quarterback in the league in about 5 years. I think Burrow might be the best.
Sure.
Right there with Mahomes.
He has it.
He just showed it with Rodgers. Like if his kicker can hit the field goals that his kicker should be making, they beat the Packers. Yeah. And if they can do that with a team who is in the NFC Championship game, then I definitely think they can do it with the Ravens. It's going to be a fantastic game because it is a division game. But if the Ravens do come out and blow out the Bengals, the Ravens will be number 1 in my power rankings by far if they win this game in a convincing fashion.
Number 1?
Yes, by far. If they come out and blow out the Bengals, I definitely.
They're 5-1 right now, right?
Yeah,
the Ravens.
The Ravens. No, the Ravens. If the Ravens come out and win a convincing way, I think this could be push them way what they should be noticing. This is a game huge for the Ravens right now. If they win this, they'll be in first in place in division by a good margin because of the win over the Bengals. So this game is my game to watch for this week.
Next conversation. For the record, I do believe because of Joe Burrow, okay, they can win this game.
Yeah.
But do they have enough of a winning culture yet to actually do it? And that, my friend, is the unknown. Now, last thing. The Arizona Cardinals are 17.5 point favorites in a regular season game, Birdie. You don't see that every day.
No, but it's justified. And I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me why.
40-0 at Buffalo. 31-3 last week. You're talking about a team that's right now looking to go to they don't want to lose a step. The Rams are 1 game behind them. You're not going to take your foot off the gas, so
nope.
You got to pour it on here. And Kingsbury's a college coach from where? Texas Tech. And what do they do?
I love him
down there.
I love him. Look it up.
They run the score up in college. I'm not saying he's going to do it intentionally, but if in the third quarter, if you're up by 3 touchdowns, you got to set a mentality where you don't want to take your foot off the gas. So 17.5 points. Normally in any NFL game, I'm taking the points, but with this Houston team, I can't do it. Not from what I've seen all year with the team.
I think the Cardinals are still going to be 7-0. I think they're going to stay undefeated.
But 7.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think that's super impressive. That if you would have told me there's one undefeated team left that's 7-0, showed me all of their schedules, I would have never. The Cardinals would have been like. Honestly, the 12th team I would have said, 13th team I would have said.
And let me tell you something. That's what's great about the NFL. Every year there's 1 or 2 teams that people sleep on.
Yeah.
I think they could cover. I'm probably gonna take the Texans, but I think they could cover.
If I have my last $100,
I ain't betting it on Houston.
I'm not betting on Houston.
I might.
You probably will.
For me to take you, yeah, I'd have to get like 23 points in that game for me to feel a little more comfortable than 17.5.
What time are we at anyway?
We're about an hour or 5 in.
All right, what we gotta do fantasy breakdown, right?
Yeah, that's after.
And by the way, coming to congratulations. The guy there, Riley Arruda, picked the Carolina defense. Man. That's why he is the undisputed, undefeated, under 21 sports talk radio champion in New England. Jack Rowdy and Riley Arruda.
We also have to go over the picks from
and
last
Birdie's
week.
team won.
Yes, Birdie's team did win.
We made we got our money back. Is what we did.
But good.
So you ain't listen to some of two K Sam's around here. You feel me, boy? There's some real G's here when it comes to sports shit.
Before we get into the picks for this week, last week's for week 6 when we did our picks. Mike came in last.
Oh, yeah. Well, I won last.
I know. And then Birdie actually won by 2.
Right, so?
Yes, because of the Titans. If the Bills would have won, we would have tied, and you beat me by 2 this week. So this is 2 weeks you've won. 1 week Mike won, and
Red Sox.
You won 2. Right?
I won the first week.
Yeah.
So I won 1, Mike won 1, and Birdie, you got 2. So far you're in the overall lead for overall lead. Sure. Yeah.
He was in the overall lead the other night at the podcast. That's
yeah, I didn't finish, but that's
okay. Right. Now you got lines, I got lines.
Yeah.
So why don't you read it out? Why don't we do a little role play?
All right, we're gonna go. Are we going with the Thursday night game first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I got Cleveland -2 tonight against the Broncos, unless the lines move. That's what I saw it at. I like Denver tonight, based on the fact that Case Keenum's going to be playing for the Browns as starting quarterback. They're missing their 2 running backs tonight. 2 stud running backs are out. Their defense has given up 84 points in the last 2 games, so I can't take the Browns in this spot.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
I don't like when all 3 of us pick the same team, and I feel like it's coming.
But it's coming.
All right, give it to me. You know where I'm going.
Baker Mayfield's down. Odell Beckham.
He might not play. He's questionable.
Is on the FBI missing persons report. They got more. They got more people in the hospital than they got dressed. On the injured list that I have dressed. If Denver has an opportunity here to win a game that maybe they didn't have circled when that first season started, they go in there at the right time. The football gods are with them. I'm going to go with Teddy Bridgewater.
So that's 3 for Denver.
Yeah, 3 for Denver.
Okay.
You writing that down, or am I writing it down?
You write it down. You write it down.
All right. 1 o'clock Sunday.
I didn't do that. Let me see.
Carolina Panthers -3 against the New York Football Giants.
What are you doing? You're jumping around on me. What do we got here?
Carolina Panthers -3 against the New York Football Giants.
So it's in New York?
G-Men!
In New York.
You're taking the G-Men?
G-Men!
Sam Darnold, that was a wild game last week. He looked bad. He looked good early. Then he kind of didn't look good. Then
G-Men!
He took him 90 yards or 95 yards right at the end to tie the game up. Carolina 8-2 in their last 10 against the spread on the road. The Giants 5-12. I got to take Carolina here.
I'll also take Carolina. I really like that team. I think they're still the best to come for them. Next
up, I said G-Men.
Come on.
You got the Giants. Okay, New York Jets, New England -7 against the New York Jets.
It's in New England?
In New England.
Yeah, give me the
Patriots. Patriots are 11-0 against the Jets, I believe, at home. Since the last Jet win in New England was in 2010 playoffs. I'm going to go against the grain here. They beat them. They played already earlier this year.
Of course you did go against the grain.
I'm taking the 7 points.
Oh,
I'm taking the 7 points.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You're taking the Jets?
Yeah,
I'm taking the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots, too. Next up.
All right, next one. Kansas City -5.5 at Tennessee.
4.5.
4.5, 5.5.
Yeah.
I'm taking Tennessee either way.
So am I.
Give me KC. I really hope it is. I hope it is Tennessee. Listen, nobody wants it to be Tennessee more than me, but I'm going with my heart.
Your father spit steak and potatoes out when he heard that.
I'm going with my heart. I mean my head, sorry, not my heart.
All right.
Next up, Green Bay -8.5 against the Washington Football Team.
Green Bay.
I hate to do this, but my team's really looking bad this year, and I got to lay the 8.5.
It's in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did Mr. Aaron Rodgers say? I still own you.
I still own you.
Yeah, Green Bay's.
He's looking real creepy on TV and creepy with that mullet. I think he's in like some.
I love him.
I think he's like. I think he's just like. Let his head down like this. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. If I'm rocking and rolling.
Man,
he is a bad man though.
All right, probably one of the worst games of the week. Atlanta -2.5 at Miami.
Very easy. This is my pick of the week.
Now,
Atlanta.
This is crazy what the NFL did to Miami here. Now, Atlanta's coming off a bye, so they're rested.
Yeah.
Miami just had to go to London, and now they're coming back and they have to play here. So I can see that's why.
Where else are they gonna play?
No, but what I'm saying is you got to play a rested team where you just played in London, a team that hasn't played in 2 weeks. Now you.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
I got you.
So this is why Atlanta's favored by 2.5 points in this game, where normally they wouldn't be. I'm gonna take Miami. I'm
taking Atlanta.
Something tells me Miami's gonna snap out of
Me
this.
and my boy Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley will come in later.
All right.
5 minutes after the show, come watch us fantasy football. Go.
I got Cincinnati. Baltimore -6.5 at Cincinnati. What number do you got on that?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Cincy.
You got 6. It's 6.5 though, right?
Whatever, Birdie.
All right. You're taking Cincy. I'm taking Cincy.
Baltimore. I'm running with my dudes. Sadly, they beat us, but
Eagles, Raiders.
4 o'clock window.
Love the Raiders. Love the Raiders.
Yeah, I got to take the Raiders. Philly
what's the thing?
Raiders are 2.5, right?
Well, I got 3, but
in Philly.
Yeah.
No, it's in Vegas.
Give me Philly. I can't.
Really?
I can't pick the Raiders. No chance.
But you can pick the Chiefs.
Yeah, I hate the
Lions at Rams.
15.
13. I got 13.5, so we'll go with your 15.
Wow. Lions at Rams, 15? Yeah, give me the Rams. Even if that was 22, I'm taking the Rams.
That's a big number for a team that.
The Rams just blew out the Giants, and they looked really good. And you know what I liked about the Rams and for the spread was that they didn't stop scoring. It's not like they got up 21 and they pulled out Stafford. They kept scoring, and that's why I like them over the Rams.
Who's the one quarterback that won't come out of the game? Tom Brady, right? Because they want the reps.
Yeah, Stafford was doing the same thing.
They want the reps. Run that offense. Run it.
That's a tough spot. That's a lot of points. I know I shouldn't do this, so I'm going to take the Lions.
Oh
my God! Watch, he's going to blow us out He's going to blow us out this week.
I'm taking the points.
Yeah. You feel a little Motown? You feel a little 8 Mile?
Yeah.
Arizona 17.5 for the Texans, just out of respect to the great state of Texas. I'm going with them. 17.5. I mean, Atlanta's not the 85 Bears.
What does Rob Parker say? No way, no how. I can't take Houston. I'll lay the 17.5.
Where is this game?
But this defies all your logic.
Where is this game?
Anybody over 7 points.
Well, because
at home, right?
The worst team in football.
No shit, 17.5.
That's why I'm laying 17.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it in Houston?
No.
Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. If it was in Houston, I'm taking the Texans, but give me the Cardinals.
Then what's this? Bears at Tampa. Tampa -10. Come on.
So I got 12.5, but.
All right, 12. Well, we gotta go over these. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna make
I got this off the Sportsbook Rhode Island last night. So unless it's
I'm getting mine off Insider.
When today?
Yeah.
Maybe yours are closer then. I don't know.
Or maybe I read the opening lines. Maybe
10.
I like the Bears. That's too many.
It's in Tampa.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
The Bears.
Give me the pick.
Like the Bears.
Give me the Bucks.
Because I like a team that can compete and play a competitive game. 12.5 is a lot of points, and Bears got a defense to play a competitive game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but 12.5 I'll take.
Yeah, last year they did beat the Bucks, though. Yeah, that is true.
That's a little bit of a revenge game, but
I'm taking the Bucks though. I can definitely see his side of it, but I'm taking the Bucks.
I can't. I'm trying to find it out, and he's got me all over the place.
You're a Tom Brady guy. You're not going to go against Brady.
The man's in love. I mean, it's all good. India, San Francisco.
What's the points on this one?
India, San Fran. What's the points, Birdie?
Indy's San Francisco -4.
That's what I got.
Indy at San Francisco.
Yeah, I love.
Give me San Fran.
The safety. One of the best players on defense is out for the year. Achilles.
Who?
Happens in practice for Indy. I'm going with San Fran.
Absolutely not. Give me Indy +4. Indy's 7-2 against the spread on the road. Their last 8. San Francisco 1-6 at Levi Stadium since last year. It's Indy all day long.
Okay.
Ooh, that's his lock of the week. That's his lock of the week.
I just give you the trend. You make your own pick.
Yeah.
I'm taking San Fran.
Okay.
I love Trey Lance.
Saints at Seattle. We didn't even talk about this game, and if You know, if Drew Brees and Russ Wilson was still playing, we probably wouldn't have to shut up about it. But
we got Geno Smith and Jameis Winston now.
I'm going with the Saints.
What's the points?
4.5 laying in Seattle. You know that Geno Smith in the second half
didn't look bad.
Pittsburgh did not look bad.
He looked bad in the first one, either.
And I don't trust Jameis Winston. He's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde every week, so I'll take the 4.5.
Give me.
You know something? You just convinced me. I'm going with Seattle.
Give me the Saints. You know,
because the bird in Seattle, the bird on the side of me. It's a bird.
Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
I have a baseball trivia. One quick question before we go.
Wait, is that all the games? Is that the Monday game?
No, what's the Monday game?
That is the Monday.
Okay, that's the Monday game.
Yeah, we got
it. Okay, let's see baseball.
Take your house.
Just leave it right there. I'll get it after.
Official document.
And I was a little surprised by this. Okay, postseason baseball home runs of all time in the history of baseball. Postseason home runs. Yeah. Jose Altuve hit a home. Hit number 21.
Yeah.
There are only 2 people ahead of him in the history of baseball. Who are they? He's only got 2. He can climb
not the 2 guys that we think.
Babe Ruth?
No. This is modern day.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of playoff games because of the way the format's set up. One played for the Yankees. He just passed Jeter. Jeter had 20. One played for the Yankees. One played for the Red Sox.
Alex Rodriguez?
No.
Played for the Yankees.
David Ortiz?
No.
Manny.
Bingo.
Yeah, of course. Now, the other guy played for the Yankees.
That's correct.
20 postseason home runs.
20 plus.
22.
Altuve's got 21.
Okay.
If he gets one more, he'll tie this guy for second. Manny had 29.
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
That's the most in history?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Most in postseason.
How did he get 29 home runs in the playoffs?
Well, he was with the Indians all
I know.
But that's nuts.
That's nuts.
That's nuts.
He was with probably the best right-handed hitter of our generation.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. You stumped me. I don't know who it is.
I'm going to get it.
This one is a tough question. If you get this one, it's good because I wouldn't have thought this guy hit this many home runs.
Sheffield.
No.
Posada.
No. How many guesses are you going to keep?
Birdie Williams.
Bingo.
Oh, he got it.
That's games played.
Huh?
It's got to be games played.
No, home runs. That's home runs.
I know, but he probably...
It's because he played a lot of games.
Because Manny played so many games with the Indians, people
Sure.
forget. He was a stud when he was with the Indians. So
That Altuve is a bad boy. But listen, let's go Red Sox. You're right where you want them.
Ride or die. Ride or die.
You're the underdogs again. And you won't have any Instagram, TikTok, Boston Red Sox pig cap fools, down there giving you a false sense of security. Go get them. Okay, what do they know about Houston? Is it the Horns are this way? I think Houston's that. We're coming for you, H-Town. We're coming for you.
I don't know.
Hey, 5 more minutes. Check us out. We're doing fantasy football. We'll be right back in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? All right.
5 minutes, we'll be back. All right.
5 minutes.
Oh, I guess I should have seen
See ya. Peace.
last night. I didn't realize.